Alright guys, decided to do a video on what a good piston and cylinder looks like compared to what a bad piston and cylinder looks like. And this is, you can do this on weed eaters and chainsaws and any 2-cycle. Essentially you take off the muffler, you know, this 2 bolts, whatever. Weed eaters are a little bit different because you have to take off mostly the entire carburetor. But first of all, we're going to look at a good piston, and this is a good piston. And let me zoom in here. This is what a good piston looks like, and I don't know if you can see that. When we pull it up, there's no scratching, and most notably, we gotta watch that little piece right there, that little dirt right there. We gotta watch that. You can see this ring here. Now this ring can actually move up and down. It's supposed to, and it's supposed to expand. And you see that it can actually expand in there. It's got some room. It's not seized on. This is dangerous right here. We'll get to why that's dangerous here in a minute. But for the most part, this piston is pretty good. The compression on this has already been tested, and it is good. You don't see any scratching. Here, compression. All right, that's a good piston. This, on the other hand, is a bad piston. And right off the top, you can see that you have these ridges at the top, in the top of the piston. I mean, and you can pull just a little bit, and you can even actually see wear and tear in the back of that cylinder back there. You can see that. I can get just wear and tear. All right, there we go. Right there, you can see that focus here. That ring that was on the other one, we had so much room. That's actually seized onto the piston. You can't even get a fingernail, anything in between that ring right there. That's one piece because it's been seized on. And now we pull up just a little bit more, and I can get my, I don't know if you can hear that, but I can get my screwdriver in these gaps here, which is going to be bad because then compression is going through there. That's scored. That's bad. Goes a little bit further, and it goes all the way through. As you can see, these scratches are deep. They're nasty. And most importantly, you can see that ring at the top is seized on. And I don't know if you can see back there, but it's pretty bad. That's a seized piston. And this is just on chainsaws though. I'll get to the weed eaters, but you can see this is back to the good piston. And it is working just fine, and plenty of room in between that ring. Now let's go to some weed eaters. Here is a good piston on a weed eater. Let's see if I can get this shining in the light here. That's good to go. It's clean, no scoring, no lines that you have to worry about. Let's see if we can pull it here. Yeah, we can pull it. It's nice, clean. And then the most importantly, the surrounding area. You don't see any carbon buildup whatsoever. Nice and clean. That's a clean cylinder. Let's look at a bad one. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. This is just the worst of the worst here. It's not only scored up, but you can see the carbon buildup has left just a little bit of area for air to even come out, for exhaust to even come out of there. The carbon is so, and this is probably someone that was running the wrong. Oh, look at that. That is nasty. That little gap right there is not enough for air to come out. And that is just not going to ever work. I mean, that's just all that buildup. And what happens is when the piston goes up and down, that carbon gets in there and then scratches the piston and scores the piston as well. And that's what's happened here. This thing is not going to run. And even if it does, it's going to be low compression. Let's go back to the top here. Let's look. Yeah. Now the ring still looks pretty good, but you can see the piston is squared. I could put my fingernail on those scratches there. Yep. So that's never going to run. So there's your differences. If you take your muffler off your different engines here and look at them, you can tell if they're scored, especially if you have low compression, or you had a chainsaw weed eater just turn off all of a sudden on you. That most likely is you know, signs of something worse than just running out of gas here. But anyway, thought I would share that and give you the glimpse of that there. Thanks.